Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to talk about the top 21 releases of 2021. There was debate about the name of this video because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with 20 or 21, so I asked you guys. Majority of you said 21, so that is what we are doing. However, we are leaving out palettes. Eyeshadow palettes, not in this video. These are the top 21 releases of 2021 that aren't eyeshadow palettes, and the reason I did this is because I have a separate video with my top eyeshadow palettes of 2021, so you can see what the top ones are in that one. So in this one we are going to focus on everything else. This is not a rankings video. I am not going in any specific order. I just want to share with you products that came out this year that I fell in love with. They are currently like favorite status, and let's just get started. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And the first product that we are going to talk about is a foundation from a new brand. This brand actually launched this year. Part of their first launch was a foundation, and I am talking about Lys Beauty. This is the foundation right here. I have mine in the color medium neutral 1, and this foundation is spectacular. It has a beautiful medium buildable coverage with the most glowy finish to it. My dry skin loves this foundation. I will say it is very shiny, so I do make sure to powder it in the areas where I don't want to look oily. It wears amazingly throughout the day. They came out with an absolutely beautiful color range, and I believe that as long as you like foundations with a glowy finish, this does work for every skin type. I have several videos throughout the year where I'm using this foundation. As you can see, even though it was a new foundation that came out this year, mine is like down to like around here, I would say. And this year was a year where I tried a lot of new foundations, and actually a few of them made it to my favorites, this one being one. Did I also mention I love the packaging? I am a fan of rose gold, so the packaging is beautiful. The frosted bottle, and the price is pretty affordable. Anyways, you can find this brand at Sephora, and everything I'm talking about in this video will of course be linked down below in the description box. So if there's any products that you're interested in, please check out the links down there. So this is the first top release I wanted to mention. I guess let's go ahead and get the foundations out of the way first, since I started with one. The next one I wanted to mention is this right here. If you watch my videos on a regular basis, you've seen me talk about this before. This is the Tarte Hydroflex Serum Foundation. This is the foundation that I am wearing today. It has a beautiful natural to matte finish with a medium coverage. It is buildable, and one of my favorite things about this one is how lightweight it is. I put this on and it feels like I'm not wearing a foundation per se. It is extremely lightweight. I love the finish of it. If you have very dry skin, this might not be the one for you. I have very dry skin. I consider myself to have very dry skin, but I always put it on top of a very thick moisturizer, so I make it work for me. However, I have heard from a few of you who also have dry skin that this one is a little bit too drying, or maybe just not as glowy as you like it to be. So while I do think it works for dry skin, because I have dry skin and I love it, it is not going to be a glowy foundation. It does have more of a natural to matte finish, but it is extremely lightweight. Mine is like almost empty. That is how much I've used it throughout the year. It is definitely one of the top launches this year and a top favorite foundation for me at the moment. I love it. I really wish the packaging was a little bit more attractive. I always complain about that, but it is such a good foundation, and for high-end, you know, Sephora prices, it is pretty affordable as well. So I cannot recommend this enough. I love it, and I feel like you guys would absolutely love it too. The third and last foundation in my top 21 releases of 2020 is this right here. This is the Lissa Eldridge foundation. This is a lot newer. This I've had had for at most a month, but I cannot stop using it. I cannot put it down, and I believe that a lot of you would love it. In comparison to the two that I just mentioned, I feel like this one is a little bit thicker, not much. It still feels really nice on the skin, but it is just a tiny bit thicker than the rest. It has a natural finish, a medium buildable coverage. I love medium buildable coverage foundations. That is probably why all of my top favorites are that kind of coverage. Anyways, it looks absolutely beautiful. I have this one in the color 14. I love the packaging, I love the coverage, I love the finish. And my favorite thing about this foundation, and the reason it stands out to me, is how poreless it makes my skin look. It has this blurring effect to it that looks absolutely stunning on the face, and I highly recommend it. Another top release this year that I obviously had to mention is this right here. This was actually launched in January of 2021, so even though I've been using it for a while, it is a top release for the year, and that is the Anastasia Bra Freeze. This is what I use to make my eyebrows kind of like stick to my face and look feathery the way that they do. It's like glue in this little pot. I absolutely love it. It lasts all day. I feel like the main feedback I get about this one is about it not lasting, and what I do is I put this on before I moisturize, because if I moisturize first, it doesn't hold as strongly as if I don't moisturize first. So to me, and I have very, very stubborn eyebrows, this does last all day. And the other thing is about like fuzzies or like a white cast on the eyebrows. And what I do, and you can see that like, you know, it's not happening to me, is I make sure that my brush is pretty clean. I clean my brush almost every time I use it. The most I use it before cleaning the brush is maybe twice, because it gets dry in the brush bristles, and that dry gel does transfer onto the eyebrows. So you just have to make sure that your brush is clean. If you need a brush cleaner, I recommend this one. I'll link it below. But I just quickly clean my brush before I use this one, and it doesn't leave me any white residue on the brows. Anyways, this has been a tried and true, a favorite. It came out this year and I've already gone through one of them. This is my second one, and it's like more than halfway gone, and I don't know, I don't feel like I'm going to like be using anything else besides this for a very long time. Something truly special would have to come out, because this I've compared to so many other brow gels, and to me it is number one. I absolutely love it. If you have stubborn eyebrows, you need this, okay? Since we are on the subject of eyebrows, another top release for 2021 is also brow related, and that is the Brow Cheat by Miss Charlotte Tilbury. I absolutely love this pencil. It is refillable. I absolutely love that you can get the refill for $15 and you're still getting a very high quality luxury eyebrow pencil, which otherwise would be $25. And my favorite thing about this eyebrow pencil is how natural it looks on the brows. The fact that it has a very skinny tip to one side, so if you want to do little hair-like strokes, you can. And the best thing is how pigmented it is, because using an eyebrow gel as my first step whenever I do my eyebrows, I feel like a lot of the pencils that I've traditionally used on my eyebrows don't work anymore, because they just don't go on as nicely on top of brows that already have gel on them. However, this little thing right here is so pigmented that it easily draws little brow hairs on top of the gel in between my eyebrow hairs, and it does an amazing job. It makes it look very natural. It's very pigmented, very easy to use. Plus, like I said, it's refillable and you can get the refills for $15. A highly recommended eyebrow pencil, my current favorite, and definitely a top release for 2021. Another top release for me this year was undoubtedly Pat's blushes. I have 5 of them total right now, 3 individual ones and 2 that came in the holiday kit. I think my top 2 favorites would definitely have to be Nude Venus and Flirtation. Let me get it out and show you. This one right here is Flirtation. It looks super pale, but it actually packs quite a bit of a punch. So let me show you swatches of my two favorite colors. I do like my blushes to be right there. I do like my blushes to be on the subtle side, and both of these are on the subtle side for me. Now, the best thing about this Pat McGrath blush release, besides the colors, because she did come out with a huge range of shades within her blushes to fit every single skin tone, which is amazing, is definitely the formula. So these have a satin finish that looks very natural on the skin. There are some blushes that are a little bit sparklier than others, but honestly, once you put them on the skin, I can barely tell the difference. I'm usually not a huge fan of blushes that are too shiny, and I like the shiny version of her blushes. So to me, they have like a natural to satin finish to them. They look extremely natural. They blend very well. They are so pigmented, and like I said, a huge range of shades that you can choose from. Plus, Pat finally gave us blushes, which we've been asking for years, so of course it had to make it to the top 21 releases of the year. Absolutely love these blushes. Now, there are another brand of blushes that also made it to the top 20 releases of 2021 for me, and these blushes I haven't spoken too much about, and the reason is the price. Okay, so I'm talking about the Hermes Blushes. I know, when I first reviewed this, I was like, they're okay, they're just so expensive. It's like probably not even worth it, right? However, I might like these even more than Pat McGrath's blushes formula-wise. I know, crazy. And they are very expensive for the price. I still don't recommend them. However, they were an amazing release for 2021, and probably my favorite powder blush formula I have ever tried. So a lot of contradicting thoughts on this one. It is stupid expensive. Nobody should pay $75 for blush, in my opinion. However, are they good? I think they are amazing. I have two shades. I have Rose Ombre 45 and Rose Blush 23. This right here is my favorite shade of these blushes. It is this really beautiful, warm, corally type of shade. It looks so natural on the skin, and I don't know what it is about this formula. It's kind of similar to Pat's formula, but less powdery. That, I think, is the best way I could describe it. They have a natural satin finish to them, really beautiful packaging. They build amazingly, blend amazingly, very similar to Pat's. However, these are like more pigment, less powder. Like, you put them on and they feel like you don't have anything on the skin, if that makes sense. With Pat's, you can see the powder in the formula a little bit more. Again, I know it's confusing, but that is just the best way I can think of describing these. They just are amazing. My favorite powder blush formula in my collection, and so therefore I had to put it in my top releases of 2021. And the reason I don't talk about those much is because I find the price of them to be outrageous. So that's why I don't mention them much, but if I'm being honest with myself, I do think that they were a top release this year, and I love them, you know? Okay, well, we are in the subject of things that I haven't talked much, but I have been secretly in love with. Let's talk about this right here. This is from Huda Beauty. I reviewed this for you guys this year, and I feel like the feedback I got back from you was negative. Therefore, I stand by what I said in the video. I love the highlighters, but I haven't mentioned that much because you guys don't seem to love them. So this right here for me was a top release this year. Almost the only highlighter type of product that made it to this video. The reason you guys didn't like it was the packaging, which I agree with. It's ugly packaging. I agree. We are in the same page. However, in my opinion, what matters most is definitely what is inside the packaging of the product. And these highlighters are absolutely stunning. First of all, I love the variety of shades that you have within this little quad type of highlighter shade. You get more silvery, more gold, more pink, more champagne, all in one palette. I absolutely love combining the shades with one another. I feel like that works fantastic as well. And my favorite thing about these is definitely the formula. So it has this really beautiful shiny formula that is just like a shimmer, smooth shimmer finish, no sparkles within the shimmer, which I absolutely love because they are still very, very shiny, but they don't enhance the texture on my cheek. So it's like this very smooth, shiny highlighter type of formula. So I love, love, love these highlighters. I agree that, you know, the container for them could be prettier, but the price for 4 highlighters is actually really fair. The formula is incredible, and in my opinion, this was one of the top releases for 2021. Alrighty, we've done 8 products already. Let's move on to the next one, and we are going to talk about contouring and bronzing. Now, I feel like we had a really good year of contouring and bronzing products to come out, so I have a few of them that I wanted to mention that I think were absolutely top releases this year. One of them being this right here. This is the Kvd Liquid Contour. I absolutely love this thing. It's the only thing that comes close to the Charlotte Tilbury contouring wand, but it has things that could be a little bit more positive than that one. Now, to keep it 100% real, I do prefer my Charlotte Tilbury wand a little bit better. I feel like the formula, it just hits a little different for me, so I do like that one better. However, this one is a lot more affordable. This is around $25, and it does have more shades. The Charlotte one only has 2 colors. This one, I believe, comes with like 5 or 6 colors. So if you have dark or deeper skin, this could be a good option for you. Also, if you don't want to spend the $38 on the Charlotte one, you can spend $25 on this one, and they are barely different. The only reason I like the other one a little better is because I feel like it might be like a little smoother per se, or like more dense in pigment. This one you can kind of see through a little more. However, they perform almost the same. They blend out beautifully. They look very natural on the skin. One of my favorite ways to contour is definitely to use my liquid product. So I've been reaching for this one a lot since I got it, and I think it performs beautifully. It has a glowy finish to it, and it makes your skin look like skin still. Like, it just creates this like shadow on the skin that looks absolutely so natural. This was a really amazing release from Kvd Beauty this year, and I have been using it a lot ever since I got it. I do highly recommend it. I think it's so easy to use, so easy to apply. Again, they have a bunch of shades. The price is a lot more affordable than Charlotte's, and I highly recommend it. So this was definitely another top release for this year. The next one I want to talk about, I keep thinking it's going to be discontinued, but I also keep finding it places. Like, I believe the Nars website might still have it. They have been sold out of the lighter shade for a while, but they do have the darker shade still available. And I'm talking about this right here. This is the Nars Cream Bronzers that came out this year. As you can see, mine has quite a dip in it. I absolutely love this thing. This is what I'm wearing for bronzer exclusively today. So I love it because it contours you and it bronzes you. It is extremely, extremely pigmented. Unfortunately, they only brought it out in the colors Laguna and Casino, which are their like more popular bronzer colors, and I'm really hoping that they make this permanent and expand the shades in future years, because this is the best. It blends out like a dream. It is more pigmented than any other cream bronzer I have tried. Better than Fenty's, better than the Chanel one. I like this one above all of my other cream bronzing products in my collection. It looks so, so natural on the skin. The color Laguna is perfection for me. Honestly, could not recommend it enough. Definitely a top release this year, and what they need to do is they need to make this permanent. They need to expand the shades because this bronzer is amazing. So I will link it below if I can still find it on their website. Hopefully they still have it. Hopefully they've restocked on the lighter shade. I love it, okay? Love it. let's keep going with the bronzing, contouring type of products. And my favorite summer bronzer definitely came out this year, and it is from Huda Beauty. It is this right here. This is the Glowish Bronzer by Huda. It comes in recycled packaging. It has this really beautiful marbled effect to it. I call it my favorite summer bronzer because it has a more warm type of vibe. I have mine in the color Tan Light. It has a more warm vibe than what I use on a regular basis, and besides that, it also has a satin finish rather than a matte finish, which makes it, to me, just kind of the perfect bronzer for the summertime when I'm in the mood to be glowy and bronzy and not necessarily contoured. I want my summer bronzer to be more on the warm side, and this one absolutely is. I wore this all throughout the summertime. I feel like it came out at the perfect time and it was lovely. Besides that, she even made it waterproof, so if you go to the pool, the beach, and you want a little something something, this right here is where it's at. Absolutely love it. It is not too pricey. It lasts forever on the skin. That's another thing. If you have any trouble with bronzers lasting on you, give these a try because these last forever. Again, they made them waterproof, transfer proof. Incredible formula. I love the shade. Nothing bad I can say about this one. Definitely a top release this year. And I have one more contouring bronzing product to talk about because, like I said, this year they just were on fire with those, okay? I know a lot of you probably see this one coming, and it is the Nude Gasm palette from Miss Charlotte Tilbury. I love everything about this right here. I can use every single shade. My least favorite would be this because for me it's a blush and it's too glowy of a blush for me. However, the bronzers in this thing are so good that it is hands down one of the top releases in 2021. These two have become my go-to contouring, bronzing, powder type things. I put the lighter one all over, and then once I have it where I want it, I go in with the darker one and I shade up the places where I want a little bit more intensity. There's just something about this powder bronzer formula that is very special to me. It has a matte finish, but they are so thin and undetectable. It looks so natural. Combining the two absolutely works for me because, again, I can be very bronzy all over, and then I could have a little bit of an extra shade on the places where I want to be a little bit more sculpted. Besides that, I also did really like the lighter highlighter. It's one of those highlighters, sort of like the ones from the Huda Quad that I was telling you about earlier, that it has a nice shiny finish, but it doesn't have any like type of chunky sparkles in it or anything. It looks very natural, and I absolutely love it. This was quite the amazing release for this year. I truly hope that Charlotte makes this permanent and it's not a limited edition going away type of thing, because it is a fantastic product and I cannot recommend it enough. Plus it has this really beautiful luxurious packaging as well that just gives me all of the glamorous vibes. Okay, the next product I want to talk about was actually a release that happened towards the beginning of the year, and it is eyeshadow, but it's not an eyeshadow palette, so I did want to include it in this video because I think it was an amazing release and I still reach for these every chance I get. And I am talking about Kvd Beauty, and I'm talking specifically about the Smoke Reflect eyeshadows. These are the eyeshadows I am wearing on my eyes today. I wanted to demo them for today's video. Specifically, I'm wearing the color Temper, which is their more rose gold type of a shade. So these are a 2-in-1. You get a cream eyeshadow right at the bottom here, super creamy, very blendable, nice and pigmented, with a shimmery finish, but you can totally use it on the crease because it looks very natural. And then right here on the cap, it has another eyeshadow that is kind of like a glittery topper, and that is what I have all over my eyelid right here. The other one I have, and this one might actually be my favorite shade, is the color Ego, which is this beautiful, I didn't break it, which is this beautiful pewter shade right here, and then it has a lighter silver sparkle at the top that is absolutely stunning. These are super easy to use, but also really good for every occasion, because if you just want to use it for like everyday work setting type of a thing, you could just put the color at the bottom all over the eyelids, blend it into the crease, and you are good to go. And then if you want to transform it into like an evening night type of thing, just add the shimmer to the top, and again, you're good to go. Extremely easy to use, very pigmented. I love the formula, I love the packaging, everything about these is amazing. My favorite release from Kvd Beauty, and totally a top release for 2021. Highly recommend these. While we are in the subject of eyes, I definitely wanted to mention my new favorite eyeshadow primer that did totally come out this year. I have used so much of this. It's like down to here right now is what I'm seeing. This is from Rare Beauty. It is the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, and I am obsessed, in love. I've never had a better primer in my life. This is perfection because it is not too tacky, it is not too dry. The color works for me. I do wish that they expanded the color range on this one, because I'm not entirely sure how it works on darker complexions. However, like I was saying, not too dry, not too sticky. The coverage is perfection because it covers everything I want covered, like on the top of my eyes, without it like being too thick or too pigmented of a product. It makes for the perfect base for any of my eyeshadows. I've used this with every single eyeshadow formula I own, and it's worked amazingly with any eyeshadow I own, and I simply highly recommend this. Plus it is from Rare Beauty, so even though it's a higher end product, it's not overly expensive. Amazing, just amazing. I cannot put it down. I use it every single time I do my eyes. I cannot believe I talked about eyebrows earlier and did not immediately mention this next product that was absolutely a top release for this year, and I am talking about the NYX Lift and Snatch eyebrow pen. For those of you who don't know, this is the eyebrow pen that I have been using throughout this whole year since I first tried it. I didn't try it immediately when it came out, but I tried it closely afterwards in a viral TikTok products video, and this has to be the best product I tried from that video because it is the only product I am putting in this one. Anyways, I just never ever tried a better eyebrow pen ever. It has a very thin tip to it. It gives you really nice natural hair-like strokes on the eyebrows. Mine is in the color Black, which is like their darkest brown color, and it is incredible. Better than any other eyebrow pen I have ever tried, including all of the high-end ones that I have tried before. Cannot recommend this enough. Definitely a top favorite release for 2021, and if you haven't tried it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for because it is the best. Let's move on to lipstick, and to me the top lipstick release of 2021 had to be Huda Beauty's Cream Bullet lipsticks for sure. I now have 4 of these total. The one on my lips right now is the color Hustle, which is my favorite. I also love Sweet Cheeks Angel and Habibi. Every single one of these that I've tried, I have fallen in love with. It has the creamiest, most hydrating, thin and glowy formula ever. They're not the longest lasting lipsticks, but on my lips they last. I absolutely love the glow that these give your lips. They look nice and juicy, like if you had put a gloss on top of your lipstick, but it's the lipstick itself that does that. And for that reason, these right here have to be one of the top releases of 2021 for me. When it comes to lip liner, my absolute favorite lip liner launched this year has got to be Natasha Denona's lip liners. This one right here specifically is the one I'm wearing. It's called Ilona and it is my favorite shade. But I do also love the colors Julia, Natasha, and I believe I might have one more. Anyways, there's only a handful of these lip liners. They are all a different shade of nude, and they're not only my favorite lip liner launch of 2021, but also one of my favorite lip liner formulas in my collection, period. The reason these stand out to me is because they are very long lasting. They make whatever lipstick you put on top last for longer, and at the same time they are extremely creamy to apply. They apply like butter, extremely pigmented right away. You can see like when I swatch it right here, super pigmented immediately, even when it's like barely touching the skin. And Ilona has got to be my favorite color because it is just the perfect cool tone brown lipstick. So absolutely love these, highly recommend them, and I probably will get a few more. I might just need every single shade because I do love my nude lipsticks anyway. So if you haven't tried the Natasha Denona lip liners, again, what are you waiting for? Let me finish up the lips with a lip balm, a liquid lip balm that I fell in love with this year, and I have it right here as one of the best releases of the year as well because I love it that much. This is from Westman Atelier. I have mine in the color Nana, and these look like a gloss but feel like a lip balm. As you can see, they have a little bit of color to them. Nana specifically is like a really nice cool tone, pinky type of shade, extremely juicy, but they feel like a lip balm. They feel like you just have a little bit of hydration protecting your lips, which I think is incredible. Not the longest lasting, but again, on me it lasts for quite a while. I don't know that you'll be able to tell on top of these very shiny lipstick, but I love these. If you're interested in splurging on a lip product, I absolutely recommend this. Plus, it is Westman Atelier, which is a very clean, natural ingredients type of a line, luxurious packaging, a very high-performing product, and definitely one that I consider a top release this year. Okay. Item number 20 is actually a fragrance. This is the Mont Blanc Signature fragrance. And this is definitely my favorite fragrance that came out this year. I love it. This is sweet and sexy and floral, and it doesn't smell too youthful. Very feminine without being overly floral. I don't know, I am fascinated by the way that this fragrance smells. Every single person I've ever shown this fragrance to loves it. I just could not recommend this enough. It comes in this beautiful white bottle. These are exclusive to Nordstrom, so that is the only place where you'll be able to find it. Of course, I'll leave you a link down below. I cannot describe how this fragrance makes me feel. It is just this very strong but soft at the same time type of, I don't know. You have to go and smell it if you have never tried it, or if you just trust me that much that you are risking getting this just on my recommendation. Definitely get it because I promise you, you're going to fall in love. It is such a good scent. Let me read you the notes because I feel like I'm bad at like describing fragrances. It is amber floral fragrance for women. Top note is clementine, middle notes are ylang ylang, magnolia, and peony, and the base notes are vanilla, white musk, and benzoin. It's delicious, okay? You need it. Amazing. My favorite fragrance that came out this year for sure. By the way, I just read on the website that said the notes that it launched in 2020. But here in the US, I believe Nordstrom is the only retailer that sells it, and we didn't see it until this year. So I'm sticking to it came out in 2021 for me. Okay, I've already spoken about 19 products. Let's go with product number 20, and that is this right over here. This I had to put it in this video because I have been obsessed with this ever since it came out. This is the Eyes and Face palette from Natasha, Denona, and I know I didn't put eyeshadow palettes in this video, but this is not an eyeshadow palette, okay? This is a different category. This is a face and eyes palette. Anyways, I am wearing a little bit of this blush on top of my Hermes blush today. Still absolutely love it. It is such a nice color for a blush. Not too peachy, not too pinky, not too dark, not too light, not too bright. It is just incredible. It is perfect. It has 5 beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow shades that I love so much. These 2 shimmers right here are so incredibly shiny and glittery. I mean, what is not to love about these? I really like them. Let me make myself even. Really love the glittery shades in this palette, plus it has 3 amazing mattes, and then the highlighter. The highlighter in this palette is incredible, to say the least. It is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. It does have not just a sheen to it, but also like a little bit of a sparkle in the mix. However, I am very surprised at how smooth it looks on my cheeks while being a sparkly type of highlighter. It is extremely finely milled. I find this palette to be incredibly useful. I'm going out of town soon and I totally plan on taking this with me wherever I go because it is just the perfect thing to travel with, the perfect thing to have with you. Such an incredible product. I cannot believe I didn't like immediately see it. When this product was coming out, I was not interested in it at all, and it's ended up in my top 21 products of 2021. So, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Super glad that you guys got me to get it because I would have missed out big time otherwise. Okay, so we had a debate on whether to put 20 or 21 products in this video. Majority of you voted for 21, so we're doing 21. However, come the end of 2022, we are going back to 20 because, you know, we can't escalate a product every time a new year comes up because I do plan on doing this for a very, very long time. Besides that, I want to make sure that this video is exclusive for products that are truly, you know, top of the top, worth every penny, favorite status, products that like took the place of previous favorites type of things. And if we keep expanding the amount of products we put in this video, then it's no longer as exclusive per se. So we are doing 21 this year. Next year we're going back to 20. And if I had to choose 20, the 20 I just mentioned to you would be my top 20 of this year. I know this was not a rankings and I did not give you those in any particular order. However, I'm not as confident on this next product as I am on the rest of them that I just told you about. And the reason is that it is just very new to me. So I haven't had the chance to use it as much, but I do see myself using it for a very long time and I do really like it. And I think it has a very special formula. Therefore, I am including it in this video. But if I had to choose 20, the previous 20 were it. Let me stop rambling and tell you guys about the Alamar Cosmetics La Costa highlighter. I love this thing. I've loved it ever since I got it, but I only have had it for like a week and a half. However, I'm very excited about this because first of all, just look at that shine. I'm going to put it next to the Natasha one right here and you can see how beautiful that highlighter is. It has this very, very smooth formula that does not enhance my texture, which I absolutely love that about it. It is a powder highlighter and it just, I think it has the best finish. One of my top highlighters in my collection right now. Besides it having an amazing formula and it not enhancing my texture, you can see how absolutely pigmented this highlighter is. It looks glorious on the skin. I'm trying to figure out like what the ranking of this one is within my collection, but it is definitely one of the top 3 in my whole highlighter collection right now. And so I believe this is totally a top release for 2021 as well. I wish I would have gotten it when it came out rather than so recently so that I would have a little bit more experience with it, but I do absolutely love it. I highly recommend it and I see myself using it for a very long time. I will update you in the future if that is the case, but this right here is the last product I wanted to mention in today's video. If you guys liked the video, if you liked my top 21 makeup releases of 2021, don't forget to please give the video a thumbs up. If you are interested in any of the products I mentioned, don't forget to check the links down below. Everything I'm wearing on my face will also be linked down there in case anybody is curious. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!